I'm Mark Matsumoto and welcome to my Tokyo kitchen. Today I want to show you how to make a citrusy Japanese ponzu sauce, both with and without yuzu juice. So stick around. The word ponzu was historically used to refer to a blend of tangy citrus juices such as yuzu, mikan, sudachi, or kabosu mixed with vinegar to preserve it. These days, it's come to refer to a citrus-based condiment that's seasoned with soy sauce and infused with umami-rich ingredients like kombu or katsuobushi. Ponzu sauce is delicious on everything from a platter of sashimi to a bowl of green salad, and it also makes for a delightfully refreshing dipping sauce for shabu shabu. Sound good? Let's have a look at our ingredients. For our fresh ponzu, I'm gonna juice some mandarins, grapefruit, and lemon. And I'm gonna use these in a 4:2:2 ratio. I'm gonna combine these with 8 parts Japanese dark soy sauce, along with some dried kombu or kombucha granules for umami. For our yuzu-based ponzu, I'm using 4 parts yuzu juice, 4 parts soy sauce, and 1 part sugar. I also have a pinch of kombucha for this version as well. Let's start our non-yuzu ponzu by zesting 1 washed and scrubbed mandarin into a bowl. The oils from the zest can melt certain types of plastic, and metal bowls can oxidize from the acidity in the citrus juice, so I recommend using a glass bowl for this. Although mandarin juice is sweeter than yuzu juice, it's got the closest fragrance, which is why we're using the zest. Next, I'm gonna slice these in half and juice them. I'm using a citrus juicer here, but you can use a citrus press or just use your hands to squeeze them. Now I'm gonna strain this through a fine mesh tea strainer to remove the pulp. Then I'm gonna measure in 4 tablespoons of the juice into the bowl with the zest. This is gonna smell so good, you're gonna be tempted just to drink it, but be patient. I promise it'll be worth the restraint it'll take not to down this. Next, I'm gonna slice the lemon in half and squeeze this as well. I'm aiming for 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, which should be about 1 regular lemon or half of a Meyer lemon. Strain the lemon juice. And let's measure in 2 tablespoons into our mandarin juice. Finally, we need to squeeze 2 tablespoons of grapefruit juice. A quarter of a grapefruit should provide plenty of juice, but it's just easier to squeeze half of it, so I'll just drink the extra. Now let's measure in the grapefruit juice. And then I'm gonna add 8 tablespoons of soy sauce. Then I'm gonna add a piece of kombu. And we're gonna stir this together. We need to let this sit for a few hours to allow the kombu to release its umami, but if you're in a rush, kombucha granules will work just as well. Once your ponzu sauce has had a chance to infuse, pour it into a bottle or a jar and store it in the fridge until you're ready to use it. It should keep for a few weeks this way. To make the yuzu ponzu, add the yuzu juice, soy sauce, sugar, and a pinch of kombucha to a small bowl and stir it all together until the sugar has fully dissolved. Yuzu juice doesn't have the sweetness of mandarin juice, so the sugar is necessary to mellow out the tartness of the yuzu. By the way, that yellow stuff you see floating on top are some solids from the yuzu. This is where a lot of the fragrance comes from, and seeing this floating on top of a bottle of yuzu juice is the hallmark of a good one. Okay, this is good to go, so let me show you a few ways you can use this ponzu sauce. To turn your ponzu into a salad dressing, just add 1 part of ponzu sauce and 1 part olive oil to a bowl and whisk it together. If you want to get fancy, you can add some Dijon mustard, grated onion, or herbs to the mixture, but I like to keep it simple. Then you can drizzle this all over a green salad. Another way I like to use ponzu is as a dipping sauce for sashimi. Today I've prepared some thinly sliced young hamachi topped with a slice of chili pepper, and I'm gonna drizzle the ponzu directly onto the sashimi. For our final prep, I'm gonna make a dipping sauce for shabu shabu, so I'm gonna pour some ponzu into a bowl and add in some chopped scallions. Then we're gonna take a slice of A5 grade Kagoshima Wagyu and lightly poach it in some kombu dashi. Shabu shabu is an onomatopoeia like swish swish in English, so give it a few swishes and it's ready to go in for a dunk in our ponzu. Wow, just look at that! Alright, we've got a whole ponzu feast set up here. I've got some shabu shabu, we've got our sashimi, and a salad over here. But first, I want to try tasting these, the one with the yuzu and without. So I'm just going to go with a spoon. This is the one made with yuzu juice. Yeah, it's good. It's tangy, it's got a nice yuzu flavor. You've got the umami from the kombucha and the soy sauce. And it's got a little bit of sweetness that balances out the tartness of the yuzu. All right, I'm gonna go in for this one here that we made with mandarin, grapefruit, and lemon. It's so refreshing. You get that nice floral fragrance from the mandarin, which almost tastes like yuzu. You've got the tartness from the lemon and just a hint of bitterness from that grapefruit. I think I actually like this one better than the one made with the yuzu juice. All right, let's go ahead and try out a couple of these things. So we've got our salad over here that we dressed with that olive oil and the ponzu. Let's try that out. It's super light and refreshing. You got a little bit of buttery creaminess from that olive oil and that citrusy tang from the ponzu and tons of umami. All right, I'm gonna go in for a piece of this sashimi here. This is hamachi with a little chili pepper on top and the ponzu. Oh, hamachi is super creamy and it's got tons of fat on it, but because of the citrus in that ponzu, it keeps it nice and light. All right, last dish. I've got my ponzu here. I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of some scallions into there. And we've got some beautiful A5 grade beef that I'm just gonna shabu, maybe one more shabu. Oh, that's perfect. Let's go ahead and dip this and try it out. I have no words. I mean, this just melts in your mouth. You know, if you look at this A5 beef, it's got so much marbling on it, so much fat. It can be a little bit overwhelming sometimes, but when you have a nice light dipping sauce like this ponzu, it brightens it up and you've got that nice balance of the floral citrus with that creamy, nutty fat from the beef. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and enjoy this meal, but thank you so much for joining and I hope you learned something new today. Well, I'm off to test next week's recipe, but check out this playlist for more indispensable sauces and condiments. And I'll catch you in the next one.